We'll be here with you on radio and with Rutherford Weather video channels as we continue to track this storm.
Get pinpoint details on severe and impactful weather in Rutherford County with Rutherford Weather.
A severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for Rutherford County.
Listen for Rutherford weather updates on WGNS and watch on YouTube and Facebook by following at RUCO Weather. That's RUCO Weather. We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is Rutherford Issues, hitting right at what matters most to all of us here in the heart of Tennessee. From Murfreesboro to Smyrna, Eagleville to Laverne, Leanna to Barfield, and everywhere in between. If it matters to you, you'll hear about it in the next hour here on Rutherford Issues. Now your host, Brian Barrett.
Well, hey, hi, and hello there, fun lovers and truth seekers. Welcome in to Rutherford Issues, here from News Radio, WGNS. Glad you are with us on 101.9, 100.5, wgnsradio.com. And hello to all of you tubers, Facebookers, and Twitchers out there on Big G TV. 8 minutes after 10 o'clock, and we are rolling along here. A little later on in the program, our buddy Mr. James Price of the Better Business Bureau will be alongside. We're going to talk about some small business support out there, some small business tips, and who knows what we'll get into a bit later on. So looking forward to that conversation here this morning. Kind of cloudy out there right now. Dealing with low 70s, looks like. We're going to take a look at the forecast in a moment. Off and on rain. Today and tomorrow, the better days of the extended forecast, just to be honest with you. We were just talking, Chip did a full hour show on the roundtable about spring fling next week. And spring fling weather, man, you just never know. Never know. But speaking of the roundtable, congratulations to the roundtable, as the roundtable program was a finalist for Best Local Talk Show by the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, Excellence in Broadcasting for 24-25. So one of 5 awards that WGNS is up for. For the second time in 3 years, John and I are humbled to be a finalist for Best Local Sports Coverage, and our Rutherford weather coverage of last May 8th's severe weather and tornado coverage has been nominated for Best Local News Coverage and Best Local Public Service, which includes all radio stations across the state. So that's very humbling. And best use of local digital and social media platforms for Rutherford Weather. So excited about that, and excited that being recognized around the state of Tennessee as some of the best programming, and we do it all for you. I mean, you're the reason that we're here. You're the reason that we give you the information, the news, the weather, the sports, take you to the games, take you into the severe weather, give you an early heads up. I mean, you're the driving force behind the Good Neighbor Network here, whether it be radio, streaming audio, video, all the different channels that we have available out there. I've lost count of the number of places that you can hear the station. And then with Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and on our website, homepage, cameras that we can take around the county. Just pretty cool. How technology allows us to give you the best product that we can here. So we hope you enjoy it. And again, it's because of you that these things happen. So thank you so much for your 78 years of support. And here's to another 78, right? Speaking of that forecast, we'll get to that in mere moments. But we do want to do our salutes this morning, something that we have done at least for a quarter century. That's the best guess, and it may even precede that. And Ryan Flowers has been there along with us for the ride for this entire time for the Good Neighbor of the Day. And on this 14th day of May, it's Diane Dauberman, who is our good neighbor of the day today. For going above and beyond every day, her dedication and kindness make a real difference. She gives her all to every task. Diane Dauberman is today's recipient of flowers from Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts and News Radio, WGNS. Good neighbor today, Diane Dauberman. If you would like to send in a good neighbor like Diane, and we'll announce it on the air, there'll be, it's like being named mayor of the day. It's a huge honor. Wear that with pride. And you get some flowers to enjoy from Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts as Good Neighbor of the Day. You can send in your nominations. It's a huge boost for someone who just gets, me, Good Neighbor of the Day. Why is that? And it's pretty cool. There's no downside here, right? With the Good Neighbor of the Day. And if you can help us out, again, this is where we call on you. I mean, you've got a co-ownership here of what goes on WGNS, from our programming and all those things that I was talking about a minute ago, to having the chance to guide the ship in terms of the Good Neighbor of the Day. It's all listener driven. And you can nominate your good neighbor by texting the word neighbor to 615-893-1450. You'll get a reply. Just tap on the link, fill out the info, click submit, and then you can go, done. It's going to take you 2 minutes tops. Name, address, phone number, sentence why you want to nominate that person. Once you send it to us, we've got it, and we'll make them the good neighbor of the day. Also, wgnsradio.com/good neighbor. So on the birthday club, pretty cool list. Mentioned earlier the mayor of Leanna, Perry Jenkins. Although, when's the last election we had, Perry? Anyway, on that list, Mimi Bug, Tina Porter, lots of names on the list, and Rusty and Amy Walker's anniversary today. But our winner of the banana pudding from Slick Pig Barbecue is Miss Faye from everybody at Westbrook Towers, the breakfast and coffee club out there. So, Miss Faye, hope you enjoy the banana pudding over at Slick Pig Barbecue, 1920 East Main, right here in Murfreesboro.
Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
On Big G TV, sending you outside a view from our WGNS cam pointed toward the NHC building downtown. You can see clouds, a little bit of sunshine peeking through from time to time. We'll call it overcast, 71 degrees. It's 73 at the Murfreesboro Airport, and coming in at 69 at the Smyrna Airport. But I have a feeling, a little cooler there in Smyrna, apparently. A little more cloud cover there, it appears. But today, only a slight chance of storms. Tomorrow, looking great, hot, but good. And then some weather that we are going to have to deal with. We'll talk about that after we get your forecast update.
Well, Brian, it looks like we'll see a few spotty showers and thunderstorms at times here this afternoon. A blend of clouds and sunshine develops, a high in the mid-80s. Winds out of the south around 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low near 68. By Thursday, sunshine, high of 88 degrees. Friday, a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Cloudy skies, a high around 87. Saturday, another chance for showers and storms. Cloudy, will see high around 84 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for the update there. And yes, we do have chance of showers and storms on Friday. And in fact, the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted our area. Most of the county, the far southeastern corner, is in a level 1 out of 5. Everywhere else, 2 out of 5, and that just kind of slices through the southern third of the county. Don't get really hung up on the colors and whether it's 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5. It's just a highlight on Friday. Really, Thursday night, general thunderstorms, but Friday and Friday night is our chance to get some widespread damaging winds, kind of the biggest threat from this coming up on Friday. Exact time, exact location. Is it going to be at 3:30 in the afternoon or 8:30 at night? We haven't been able to nail down those details yet. We need to get a bit closer. All of that will be fine-tuned tomorrow. So be sure to keep checking back on Rutherford weather, but level 2 out of 5 for severe weather expected on Friday. We'll keep atop of it and keep you updated Be sure to check the Rutherford Weather Channel, rutherfordwx.com. From there are links to the social platforms, YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. From any of those, you can like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Now, you're going to get a lot of information ahead of time on Facebook and on X. What I mean by that is, and we're not going to inundate you with posts, but you do get, here's an outline of our severe risk later in the week. You're going to get that in a general post on Facebook and X. But especially YouTube, if you like, subscribe, turn on notifications on our YouTube channel, well, that's going to let you know when we're doing a live update prior to a storm or whether we're doing live coverage of severe weather. RUCO Weather, RUCO Weather on all of those social platforms. Check us out. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and also, if you would, once you've done that, share with your friends, family, significant others about Rutherford weather. And if they want hyper-local focused on Rutherford County only weather updates, radar, cameras, we've got you covered on Rutherford Weather.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
U.S. equity markets opening higher today. A quiet day from an economic data standpoint after falling by 19% from its February 19th all-time high. The S&P 500 has posted a daily gain in the 13 of the last 16 trading days and is now roughly flat year to date. Right now, the S&P is up, about a point at 58.85. The, Dow is down 60, 42.080. NASDAQ is up 83, 19.093. So everything pretty flat on the markets today so far. We'll keep you updated throughout the day with market reports.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric United Communications. That's their internet arm of MTE. Well, they provide award-winning fiber internet and phone service across Middle Tennessee. Find out more at mte.com/internet. World News right now coming up for you. 19 minutes after 10 here from News Radio, WGNS 1019, 100.5, wgnsradio.com, and Big G TV.
CBS Radio News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Trump is in Qatar, signing a defense agreement and praising the emir.
But we've been friends for a long time, and this is an outstanding man. He's a great man, and we're going to help each other. The United States is in a very strong position militarily. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world.
CBS's Nancy Cordes.
It is that man sitting right next to him who is the one who offered Trump a $400 million gift, a 747 that we've all been talking about so much over the last couple of days for use as Air Force One. It's generated a lot of controversy back in Washington from Democrats and many Republicans.
And Trump says Qatar has agreed to a $200 billion plan to purchase more than 160 Boeing jets. Also in the Middle East, Jerusalem reporter Linda Gradstein has more on a new round of Israeli airstrikes in Gaza.
Israeli officials did not comment on the airstrikes, but said they ordered Palestinians from parts of northern Gaza to evacuate after they found terrorist infrastructure. Although an Israeli delegation flew to Qatar, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there was no way Israel would halt its war in Gaza.
The EPA says it's going to roll back limits on several types of what are known as forever chemicals in drinking water. Limits will remain on the two most common ones. CBS's Katrina Kaufman reports Sean Combs' ex-girlfriend's back on the stand at his sex trafficking trial.
There were a lot of questions where they were asking Cassie about who was providing the money, the materials for these freak-offs that they engaged in. And as she was talking about the fact that someone from his staff or a bodyguard would often be the one to drop off the drugs, the supplies, Sean Combs shook his head as though he was disagreeing with that testimony.
Elementary school students and staff rescued by boats from a flooded school building in Westernport, Maryland yesterday. Allie Wade had children at the school.
I didn't get any call from the school. I didn't know any plan. I didn't know anything. So my instinct was get my kids.
A 12-year-old boy in Virginia is missing after being swept away by rising water. CBS's Rob Marciano tells us there's no let-up to the boiling triple-digit heat in parts of Texas.
Places like Austin and San Antonio, 105 degrees today. If they hit those numbers, we're talking about the highest May temperature on record for those areas. Certainly climate change playing a role there. And that heat stays through Texas through the end of this week. And it's going to feed up into some areas across the northern plains and parts of the western Great Lakes.
And on Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 10 points. The NASDAQ is up 94 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
In today's changing world, you need a financial planner that you're comfortable with. Rely on the bonds that you've built with trusted friends at Old National Bank on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard here in the borough. And if you just moved here, visit us and enjoy warm, homemade cookies.
Honey, the cookies are ready.
Like Grandma used to make. Old National Bank. We're better together.
2230 Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
I'm Dalton Barrett with News Radio WGNS, and here's some of the top stories affecting Rutherford County on your Rutherford Roundup for this Wednesday, May the 14th, 2025. Eagleville's own Maddie Pruitt, though no longer competing on American Idol, continues to inspire fans across Rutherford County. At just 16, Maddie captured national attention with her authentic performances, and now, as she looks ahead, she promises that this is only the start.
My journey's not over yet. My American Idol journey is unfortunately over, but not my music journey.
With support from her hometown and industry interest growing, Maddie plans to return to the Idol stage for a finale performance this Sunday. She urges fans to tune in and stay connected through her social media, hinting at exciting developments soon to come. Meanwhile, WGNS Radio in Murfreesboro is earning accolades of its own as a finalist in 5 categories for the 2025 Tennessee Association of Broadcasters Excellence in Broadcasting Awards. Of particular note, Rutherford Weather has been recognized for its outstanding public service and storm coverage during the May 8, 2024 tornado event that tragically claimed the life of young Rutherford County resident Asher Sullivan. Meteorologists Ray Miller and Brian Barrett provide critical updates as the storm unfolded, earning nominations for Best Local News Coverage and Best Local Public Service. WGNS also celebrates nods for Best Local Sports Coverage, with longtime broadcasters Brian Barrett and John Dinkins recognized for over 2 decades of high school sports reporting across Rutherford County. In addition, The Roundtable, a staple local talk show with a rotating host lineup, is among the state's top talk shows. Winners will be announced August 18th at the Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville. A new study from Texas-based construction firm Twisted Nail shows that Tennessee is climbing the ranks in commercial development, placing 9th nationwide in total spending and 11th per capita. With over $14 billion spent in 2023, or $1,974 per person, the state saw a 103.5% increase in commercial construction over the past 5 years. Much of this growth is tied to booming sectors like manufacturing, clean energy, and logistics. Local construction activity continues to grow, with new commercial ventures beginning at the county level. Before breaking ground, developers must schedule meetings with county officials by submitting a pre-construction form, underscoring the structured process behind this expansion. Tennessee's strong growth signals a robust outlook for jobs and new business development, especially in high-growth areas like Murfreesboro and Smyrna. In another development within Murfreesboro, a string of graffiti incidents near West Northfield Boulevard and MTCS Road has been resolved thanks to diligent work by the Murfreesboro Police Department's Crime Analysis Unit. Officers responded to repeated tagging with phrases such as, quote, dope, quote, doper, and quote, AAB crew. Through detailed timeline analysis, the unit identified critical timeframes, leading to a successful surveillance operation. Detectives detained 19-year-old Joshua Wiley Hearns, who was later charged with vandalism, causing over $1,000 in damage. Authorities say that the tagging does not appear gang-related. Hearns was booked into the Rutherford County Adult Detention Center and released on a $5,000 bond. He's scheduled to appear in General Sessions Court on June the 16th. The man discovered deceased inside a locked Hummer in Murfreesboro Tow Yard has been identified as 63-year-old Dale Hissenbach of Lansing, Michigan, according to Murfreesboro Police Department. His body was found on May the 1st inside of his 2007 Hummer H3 at EA Towing on South Point Court. The vehicle had been towed nearly a month earlier on April the 5th after being reported abandoned at the Murfreesboro Walmart. Tow yard employees made the discovery while processing the SUV for a tow lien. Authorities say Hissenbach was lying on a sleep mat in the back of the vehicle, with a blackout material covering the windows and the back seat folded down, making it difficult to see inside from the front. A strong odor and the presence of flies prompted workers to investigate more closely. Murfreesboro police confirmed that Hissenbach was the registered owner, and an autopsy has been ordered to determine the cause and time of death. The Violent Crimes Unit continues to investigate. At this time, police say that there's no indication of wrongdoing by either Walmart or the towing company, both of which are cooperating with the investigation. Meanwhile, Murfreesboro is marking the end of an era with the upcoming closure of Textbook Brokers, located at 1321 Greenland Drive near the MTSU campus. Established in 2005, the store became a trusted source for affordable textbook rentals, ebooks, and MTSU-themed merchandise. It built a reputation on personalized service and competitive pricing, standing out from larger chains and online retailers. Industry-wide shifts towards digital content, direct publisher access, and open educational resources have dramatically shaped how students access course materials, leading to the closure. That's all for now. For updates on these and many more local news stories, be sure to check out our website, wgnsradio.com, or even follow us on social media at News Radio WGNS on Facebook and X. I'm Dalton Barrett for WGNS Radio, and I'll talk to you later.
SRM Concrete. With every new day, every sunrise, we build structures that stand the test of time. And upon their foundations are our homes, where we work, where our kids go to school. And with that comes tremendous pride. We don't just make concrete, we build relationships, trust, confidence. We're SRM Concrete. Build with us.
This is News Radio WGNS, Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day. Our expanded office location is on Medical Center Parkway, just across the street from the hospital. If you've been injured, call us for a free consultation at 867-9900.
Well, tonight on WGNS, it's the Region Softball Championship game from Oakland. Oakland taking on Stewart's Creek, the two teams battling for a region title. Stewart's Creek won it last year, actually finished runner-up in the state last year. Oakland trying to get to Spring Fling for the first time in several years. So catch the action 5:45 this evening. Pre-game coverage, 6 o'clock will be the first pitch. Then tomorrow through the weekend, the Middle Tennessee baseball team is at Kennesaw State, 4:45 on tomorrow, 4:45 on Friday, and 11:45 on Saturday. That's a look at the coverage we've got for you. Plus, we've got the Atlanta Braves as they take on the Washington Nationals. That after our prep coverage tonight, tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And then coming up for you through the weekend outside of our Blue Raider sports coverage. Let's get an update on your Braves.
Now, it's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update.
In their sixth try, the Braves finally got to 500 for the 2025 season, and Drake Baldwin was a big reason why. The rookie catcher with a single, with a double, with a home run. He was a triple shy of the cycle.
And he hits one to deep right field, streaking back towards the wall, and ball's in the chop house.
And the Braves' 5-2 win over the Nationals last night. Spencer Schwellenbach picks up the win, his second of the season. Another fantastic outing for Schwelly. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. The Braves will look to take the series. Game 3 between the Braves and the Nationals coming up tonight on the Braves Radio Network. Pre-game coverage coming your way at 6 p.m. with the Ford leadoff show. First pitch between the Braves and Nationals coming your way at 7:15, 6:15 Central right here on the Braves Radio Network.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Will Dudley. Uncertainty remains on just how Nissan's workforce reduction will affect its 2 Tennessee facilities. Nissan announced it's slashing about 15% of its global workforce, or about 20,000 employees, as the Japanese automaker reported a loss Tuesday for the fiscal year amid slipping vehicle sales in China and other nations. Nissan says it will reduce the number of its auto plants from 17 to 10 under what it's calling a recovery plan. The company says the layoffs will happen gradually over years, but would not elaborate further. A year-long operation targeting illegal drug sales in Carroll County has resulted in more than a dozen arrests and indictments, according to the TBI. Officials say a Carroll County grand jury returned indictments Monday charging 17 people with various drug charges. The TBI reports multiple agencies canvassed Carroll County and nearby areas in search of the 17 people. Nearly all of them have now been taken into custody. More news in 30 seconds.
Pay to the Order of Hope. Promise. Tomorrow. For years, the Tennessee Lottery has written some pretty big checks, but it turns out that our biggest winner continues to be education. In fact, we've raised more than $7.8 billion and provided more than 2 million scholarships and grants for Tennessee students. Learn more about how lottery dollars are making a difference at tnlottery.com. It's game-changing, life-changing fun.
Developers have broken ground on a 198-acre industrial park in Wilson County. It's called The Cubes at Sparta Pike. The industrial park can accommodate up to 2.8 million square feet of facilities, according to planners. The industrial park is located on Sparta Pike, less than a mile south of I-40, and it's 25 miles from the Nashville International Airport. Construction is expected to be completed in early 2026. Will Dudley, Access Tennessee News.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by the law offices of John Day and AmeriCare Pest Control.
I've got pets. AmeriCare Services Incorporated, family owned and operated. For residential and commercial customers, we offer a full range of services. Our services include one-time, monthly, and quarterly pest control, termite control, moisture and fungus control, automatic foundation vents, and more. Licensed, insured, and bonded for your protection. 893-7111. Call the best of the best to get rid of your pest. AmeriCare Services Incorporated.
Now, WGNS Good Neighbor Events. The Rutherford County Heart Walk is at 8 o'clock this Saturday morning over at Gateway Island. It's near the hospital behind Murfreesboro Medical Clinic. Hey, learn more about our local history? Come on over to the one-room Ransom Schoolhouse this Saturday morning from 9 until noon. Friends from the Rutherford County Historical Society will be there to share local history, and it's a great way for newcomers to learn about the community. It's all free. That's 9 until noon this Saturday at Ransom School, 717 North Academy Street. And it's the 50th anniversary year for the Rutherford County Farmers Market. 50 years of farm fresh produce. And it's every Tuesday and Friday from 7 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. The Farmers Market. It's over at the Lane Agri Park, 315 John R. Rice Boulevard. The Red Cross is still critically low on blood. Phone the Red Cross at 800-RED-CROSS and make an appointment to give the gift of life at a time that fits your schedule. Give blood at the Red Cross. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
At Fantastic Sam's in Murfreesboro, be yourself, because when you feel good, you look good. Be authentic. Your style should be as bold as you are. And whether it's a fresh cut or vibrant color, own your look and keep making waves. Confidence is a great look on you. Be real. Be fantastic. At Fantastic Sam's in Murfreesboro, we're here to make it effortless with expert stylists and 2 convenient locations on South Rutherford and Franklin Road.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Rutherford Issues powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Their Drive EV program, well, you can find out about electric vehicles. Also, you can check their Plugged In podcast. And their EV Ready program gives you $50 in bill credits for home EV charging setups. DriveEV.com to find out more. And today we are joined by James Price, Better Business Bureau, here this morning. And we've got lots to talk about. Some small business information I think is going to be helpful to folks, as well as some tips on how to research businesses before you buy. So, James, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Brian.
Good to have you. And so I'm not sure where you want to start here, but you just take it away with whichever one. We'll dive into a couple of different subjects today.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I would say is that local businesses is one of the things people should actually take attention to and make sure that you are supporting those local businesses, because those local businesses will support you in the long run. So it's a powerful way to strengthen the community, help thrive, finding hidden gems in the neighborhood, shopping to online, restaurants, countless other ways to do it. So BB has some tips to shop small any time of the year. First thing you do is research the shops that are nearest you. Before heading out to a big box retailer or online shop or a major retailer, check to see if there's local businesses that have what you want. And they could be little boutique shops, a service provider, a neighborhood restaurant. I really like the neighborhood restaurant thing because it's like you're going to experience your neighborhood. In years past, we would have visitors come to town and they'd say, "Hey, where do you want to go eat?" And they would always say, "I want to go to any place that's not a chain."
Oh.
And so we have a lot of those in Murfreesboro, Rutherford County area that people should go to and check out. Your choice of small shopping makes a difference to those businesses. You know, even before you go online and find those, you can read reviews. And of course, you can go to bbb.org to kind of see how those reviews are, if there's any complaints about businesses. But most businesses, when people are involved with those businesses, they want to have a good customer experience for people. They didn't go in and start a business to take advantage of people. They wanted to start a business because it was something they loved, they wanted to get involved with, and support their communities and help their thriving family as well. So get involved, support small businesses that make your hometown unique. Find out what local events are happening in your area. Visiting the local Chamber of Commerce is a great way to do it. Merchants associations. Check out American Express advice on how to shop small at shopsmall.org. is another place that you can go look at those different ways you can get involved in the community. Sign up for mail alerts offered by merchants in your area. Keep in mind that you'll probably get additional deals throughout the year, so you got to kind of be careful about what you sign up for, because all of a sudden your mailbox could actually be overflowing. And then connect with businesses on social media. You don't even have to connect with them, but most of these businesses will follow them so much, but they'll put out what they're doing out there on a regular basis for you to take a look at.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of them put a lot of effort and work into those emails, and also the loyalty clubs, and you earn points and things like that, and they help you and you help them by patronizing those businesses. So all of that's very important.
Oh yeah. Look for BBB accredited businesses when you're choosing to spend your money. Look for that BBB accredited business seal. These businesses have committed to upholding trustworthy practices that you can use and shop with confidence along the way. BBB holds those businesses to a standard, and of course the businesses, they want to be held accountable to those standards, and they want people to know that hey, we want to take care of you, your information, we're going to advertise honestly, and those kind of things. Recommend businesses to your friends and family. Turn a shopping event into friends and family extravaganza. Visit your local stores and explore new ones. Take time to get to know business owners. Consider purchasing gift cards to your favorite local spots. Those make great presents along the way, whether it's for holidays or birthdays or whatever. Help businesses bring in revenue now, and you can also recommend your favorite small business to coworkers, friends, families, people in your small groups. Sometimes we hear local businesses are going out of business, and you're going, oh, why are they going out of business? I really love that place. Well, how many times in the last year did you actually go there? And so those are the kind of things that keep these businesses going. Don't just shop retail. Take time out to go to local restaurants and support those local service providers. Many people think that shopping at local retail stores is the only way to participate. However, those small independent-owned restaurants, bakeries, coffee shops, they would love to invite new customers, local service providers like mechanics, landscapers, salons, and tech groomers that rely on those communities to, just like retail stores do. I know a lot of times in our small groups we talk about, hey, where did you guys go eat this past weekend? What's new along those lines, and what do you recommend? And then you can shop small online too. There's local businesses that have online websites, little Etsy stores and that kind of stuff that can provide those kind of things as well. So we highly encourage you to shop small business in the community and support those businesses that make our community thrive overall.
Yeah, you bring up a good point about online too, because with online, whatever that favorite small business that you frequent, check them out on their Facebook page. Maybe they do announcements, or they just got a shipment of this in or that. I know a lot of the downtown businesses do a really good job at that. So definitely support small business, and I mean that's kind of the backbone of your community, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
James Price with us today as we talk about different subjects today, small business and supporting small business. He is with the Better Business Bureau, and kind of on that same line, before you buy, you also need to do your due diligence, do your research, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I kind of picked this the second topic overall, because we want to support small business and people who are trying to make a name in our communities and that kind of thing. But the other thing you want to do is, how do you research any business before you buy? And BBB offers some tips on that. First thing you do is you can search bbb.org. BBB reports on millions of businesses across North America. If the business has a BBB profile, You can view that profile. You can look at the rating. You can look at customer complaints and reviews. If you can't find the business on bbb.org, you can always call your local BBB office and ask them if they have any other information about that business. And sometimes we do have additional information along the way.
Yeah, and a note about that too is James, that the business profiles, I think maybe some people believe that there are only accredited BBB businesses on the website, and while it's a great piece of information to know, because you know that they have to agree to certain standards in business, there are businesses on there that have a letter grade and things of that nature that are maybe not accredited at this point, or they've only been around for a couple of years, things like that.
Right, absolutely. So a business can have a rating of an A plus, even if they're not accredited. And that just shows that they don't have a history of complaints. They might even have some good reviews out there. Maybe they just haven't gotten around to getting their business accredited yet. But there's a lot of businesses out there who are in great standing with BBB, and they're not accredited. And it's just a good way to kind of take a look at it. On the other hand, there are businesses out there that have lower ratings, and those are the ones you want to really make sure you take a look at. If you have a business out there that has a C, D, or an F rating, you kind of want to know about that before you give them some money along the way. So check for that. An accredited business too will do. When a business gets accredited with BBB, we make sure that they have the proper licensing and insurance, and they have all the proper credentials through the state before we accredit them. So some of the things that we'll talk about here, if the business is not accredited, well, then you need to go do some of those things before you may want to use them, like checking if the business has a license, make sure that they have insurance. You can contact the state attorney general office and see if there's any issues with the business that you may want to know about before you get involved with them. Make sure that there's a physical address for the business. Some businesses, they work out of their home, which is good. And so when you go to BBB, you'll see that. You'll say, hey, here's this business, and their address is on record with BBB in Murfreesboro. And that's okay, because some of these people work out of their home, and they don't necessarily need people coming to their home because they provide services elsewhere. But if the business is not accredited and there's no address, well, then you still have to do some research to find out, is it a legitimate business overall, and where do they do business at? Check their websites for privacy and security protocols. Make sure that the company has a privacy policy, that they're going to protect your information. That's another thing that BBB will do when a business gets accredited, is we'll make sure that they have a privacy policy, that they protect your information, that they have a return policy and those kind of things in place before they can actually get accredited. Look for trust marks online, familiarize yourself with any terms and conditions that the business may have that they should put on their website. And if the website is very, very vague, then again, you still have to go do some research along the way.
Yeah, some great information here, especially, looking for, the BBB seal if it's on the website. And you also, just because it's there, you need to make sure that it's not just a photo of that. You need to be able to click on it and go to their profile, because sometimes, and I know you guys probably run into that all the time, there's some businesses that don't have it properly displayed, or, you all provide that to accredited businesses for their websites.
That's a really good tip, Brian. If a business has a BBB seal on their website and you click on it and it does not go to their Better Business Bureau page, then you need to go to bbb.org and look up the business to see if the business is accredited or not, or if they have a good rating. Believe it or not, there are businesses out there who will put the Better Business seal on their website. And when you go to BBB, they do not have a good rating. And if you find one of those, we would like to know about it. We have people that police them all the time to make sure that people who say they're accredited are really accredited and they're following the standards that we have. We want to look out for the businesses and the consumer along the way.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a situation of they were once accredited and now they're not. It could be a situation of they were accredited and because of their failure to uphold some of the standards, they're now no longer accredited, and it's still there. I know I've shared with you a couple of different times that. So, you know, just because the seal's there, don't take for granted. Also, you know, just because you see some information on their website with a rating and all that kind of thing, don't just take their reviews because they're only going to post the best ones. So, yeah, some really good tips there. And that's no matter who you're doing business with. And the important thing, shop local when you can, and also do your homework. So good stuff, James. As always, we certainly appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, Brian. You have an awesome day.
You too. That is James Price of the Better Business Bureau joining us today here on Rutherford Issues, 1019, 100.5, WGNS and wgnsradio.com. And just a quick reminder that we will have high school softball tonight. Our game will begin at 5:45 airtime. We'll be on the air with Oakland Stewart's Creek, and that's softball tonight, 5:45, 6 o'clock, first pitch. We're going to keep all the rain out of here. We got to get these games in, and because spring fling's next week, so be prepared for that as well. Lots of traffic around town. That's going to do it here for the show. My thanks to James Price of the Better Business Bureau. Go bbb.org where you can find more information. Have a good day. See you next time.
Greetings, friends. This is Lenny Farmer with the Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home in Murfreesboro.
At Fantastic Sam's in Murfreesboro, be yourself, because when you feel good, you look good. Be authentic. Your style should be as bold as you are. And whether it's a fresh cut or vibrant color, own your look and keep making waves. Confidence is a great look on you. Be real. Be fantastic at Fantastic Sam's in Murfreesboro.